Hello, good afternoon. I'm the moderator of this session, and it's supposed to start at 3:10, and I think we can start right now. 한국말로 조금 하면서 제가 지금 한동대학교 총장하고 있는 김형길입니다. 그래서 오늘 이 세션에는 창조적 인재 양성을 위한 교육 개혁에서 특별히 이 세션에는 지역사회 발전과 인재 개발 이런 세션입니다. 그래서 오늘 연사가 총 4분입니다. This session is a cooperation with Community for Education Renovations. We have the 4 speakers. I am the moderator of this session. I'm the president of the Handong Global Universities. And we have 4 speakers, one from the Canada and also from USA. Also we have the local speakers and 부산의 교육감인데요. 설동군, the Mayor of Education's Busan Metropolitan City Office, and also we have from Gyeonggi-do Yang-ho, and he's a vice governor of the government of the Gyeonggi province. And Professor Dr. Diane McFord is currently Minister of Advanced Education and Literacy, Government Province of Manitoba, Canada. And first I'd like to introduce Diane McFord. Would you please stand up? Let's pick hand. Yeah, okay, have a seat. First, I introduce all of them first, okay? Then 설동군 교육감님, okay, yeah. And also the 안양호 제1부지사님. And last speaker from the USA, Professor J. Rojapsky. He's a professor of the Workforce Education, University of Georgia. What's your big hand? Okay, each speaker is about for 20 minutes, and then after that we'll have some discussion session. We'd like to start with Dr. Diane McFord.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank people from Korea for asking me to participate in this year's, I think to date, very lively forum. Several people have mentioned the background, the economic downturn as a background, and consequently, it's particularly interesting to be here and consider the impact of worldwide concern on an international approach to human resource development. What I'm going to do, and I'm not quite sure how to change this, just didn't change. There. What I'm going to do is first speak about our Canadian education system, second present an overview of 21st century challenges which face post-secondary education. By the way, in Canada we say post-secondary education, not tertiary, so I'll try and catch myself and say tertiary, but I may say post-secondary education. And third, I want to discuss my province's engagement with communities to address challenges, and then I hope, as has already been indicated, that we'll end with some lively questions. I think I should tell you that I'm not an expert at all in education. I'm an elected representative, so I'm part of a cabinet formed by our Premier, and my responsibility is advanced education, but I'm not an expert on education at all. Let me begin with a few facts about Canada. I don't know whether I'm sorry, I'm having trouble getting this to change. I didn't press hard enough. I wonder if there's anyone who could give me some advice on the system. I can't get it to change. How do I change it though? Here? Okay, thank you. The technology has now been solved, I think. First, a few facts about Canada. My province is Manitoba. As you can see on the map, it's right in the heart of Canada. We are one of 10 provinces and 3 territories. Some aspects of Canada, as you can probably guess, make education very challenging. The country is vast, the second largest country in the world, but with a population of only 33 million people. 2/3 of the population live in the southern cities along the U.S. border, yet from our perspective, a significant portion of the population lives in the north. Canada is officially bilingual, French and English. We have an enormous cultural diversity. There are First Nations people, as I said, French, British, and immigrants from absolutely everywhere. We are a nation of immigrants, and the future of our country really depends on us attracting immigrants and educating our Aboriginal people, and I will talk about both of those a little bit later on. Just a few words about education. No, I went the wrong way. There. Education in Canada. Canada has no federal system of education and no nationally integrated education system. We have 13 different post-secondary education systems and adult learning systems. There are both government-supported and private post-secondary institutions which offer degrees, diplomas, and certificates, advanced degrees obviously as well. Though I do want to make the point that the well-known universities in Canada are all publicly funded universities, University of Toronto, McGill, UBC, which is probably most familiar to people in Korea. Also in Canada, it is very clear that the public expect social and economic benefits from post-secondary education. As far as funding in 2005-2006, provincial, territorial, federal, and local governments spent $75.7 billion on all levels of education, and this represents 16.1% of total public expenditures. The OECD indicators show that Canada comes second out of 28 countries in the expenditures on percentage expenditures of their, as measured with the GDP. Performance, according to the OECD figures, again in 05-06, Canada came first among OECD countries in the portion of the population with university or college qualifications. But if we only speak about university qualifications, Canada was close to Korea and Australia, 6 overall. However, we have great concerns. Our recent performance in the 2003 International Adult Literacy and Skills Survey, known as IELTS, was really disappointing. According to that survey, 42% of working age adults in Canada had literacy scores below the minimum required for full participation in the knowledge economy. Now, this doesn't mean that people can't read and write. It means that their skills are compromised. They're such that they don't allow people to fully participate in the labor market or to progress. In response, my department, our government, the government of my province, has developed a literacy strategy. And now I'm going to go to the next slide, and it actually works. The concerns of higher education stimulated by global economies and the needs of knowledge-intense societies have been transformed in the 20th century. I think we heard that this morning. The ivory tower is passed. Institutions are now expected to contribute to equity, ensure quality, and operate efficiently. They're involved in a wider range of teaching than traditional degree-level courses. Learning is being defined in new ways with emphasis on learner and labor market relevance. The focus is outward, strong links to employers, university, industry research, industry participation in governance, and emphasis on internationalization. In Manitoba, as I'm sure is true in all of your jurisdictions, we are busily working on a government response to the economic crisis. And during this process, I've made the point that investment in human capital development is really very critical. And again, I know that point was made several times this morning. I think it's critical both for short-term adjustment and for medium to longer-term recovery. Well, we may expect increases in unemployment, and our unemployment rates in Canada are very low right now and very, very low in my province. We can, as was again said this morning, we can convert this challenge into an opportunity. By supporting adult learning and upgrading and skills development, we will be better positioned for the eventual economic recovery. Slide. I actually went ahead when I shouldn't have. Equality of access to learning and skills development is key to greater income equality and advanced social cohesion. In the knowledge era, attention tends to be on higher education achievement, but in our experience in Canada, the most pressing human capital problem is really quite different. In the new information age, too many people are left behind, and this threatens sustained economic growth. In Canada, the combination of an aging population and low birth rates means fewer individuals will be trained to join the labor force. Consequently, to maximize skills, my government has developed a literacy strategy, and we plan to increase post-secondary education participation. In many countries, there is growing interest in exploring the quality in higher education. This growing interest exists alongside other developments, including moves to increase transparency and accountability in public institutions. The job of determining the ultimate goals of higher education, from which quality measures ought to derive, belongs to governments, institutions, and stakeholders, but it's not an easy task, and discussion can end in mutual suspicion and recrimination, as I'm sure many of you know. One key quality-related European undertaking is the Bologna process, and it's being closely followed internationally. It's certainly being followed in Canada, and again, we heard about the Bologna process this morning. At its heart, Bologna is about raising higher education standards across Europe. The participating countries are committed to reviewing their systems in order to create a European higher education era. But of course, the Bologna process has implications for higher education globally, and may be the yardstick against which other education systems will be measured internationally. And as I said, Canada, like other nations, is very monitoring the Bologna process very, very closely. I want to speak now about the role of community in education and begin by pointing out that this is obviously a very complex problem, because a community can be a geographically bounded area, for example, where people are affected by common economic, social, and environmental conditions and interests. It can be a group of people who share common experiences and goals, but who may not share geography. Education institutions interact with both, and I'll pursue this matter a little, but first I want to mention something about community and innovation. Innovation, the creation of new ideas and the application of existing ideas in new ways, is so critical in the knowledge era. Innovation is enhanced through ongoing learning and applies to both social and economic objectives. Consider in the business realm the form of community known as clusters. Clusters are geographic concentrations of businesses which trust one another and exchange knowledge. Through their interactions, knowledge expands and leads to strengthened productivity and innovation. Increasingly, post-secondary institutions and research centers are central contributors to this process. Strengthening the linkage between business and universities means growth in public-private partnership research, stronger links to business through graduate and undergraduate study, the placement of, for example, PhDs in companies, industrial fellowships and chairs, and of course other actions. A parallel between the role of clusters in business innovation and our broader definition of community is evident, I think. Post-secondary institutions are being challenged to participate differently with other communities such as cities, towns, and in Canada with Aboriginal groups. In this context, innovation occurs because of the interaction of institutional and community people. The interaction creates learning and knowledge. And I want to now focus on our responses to the community, beginning with business. In my province, we have a unique government-industry education partnership arrangement through what we call sector councils. Sector councils bring together representatives from stakeholder groups in an industrial sector. They deal with human resource issues and share a commitment to identify and act on the skills most important to a sector. There are currently 16 sectors in our province. Some examples: aerospace, life sciences, construction, transportation. The overall goal is to improve the quality of the labor force and to assist companies to be more flexible in meeting changing competitive demands. By bringing together corporate executives, owner-operators of small business, employees, union leaders, educators, and government representatives, sector councils provide a practical perspective on change. Ultimately, the activities of the sector council help employees and help employers by creating solutions that are tailored to a sector's need. Having industry work with educators and trainers makes the learning system more responsive to the labor market. Workers get the skills they need, and employers get the employees that they need. I want to say a word or two about literacy, because I am the Minister of Advanced Education and Literacy, and I did mention that Canada had done so poorly on the IELTS test. We believe that literacy is essential if people are to function fully on social, if people are to function fully as social and economic beings. The distribution and generation of literacy is of fundamental importance in building healthy communities, but literacy skills are constraining, in Canada, are constraining our economy's capacity to cope with global competition. So we simply need to do something about it. It isn't really sufficient to know that 42% of the population lack the skills to support a globally competitive economy. Many questions remain unanswered, and in response, my province is undertaking a project which premises a failure in the Canadian literacy market. That probably won't surprise you. One which stems from a lack of information. Learners don't appreciate their economic risks. Employers don't understand fully how skill shortages impede their competitiveness. Literacy providers don't understand that different peoples need different kinds of teaching and learning. Policymakers don't quite understand which learners most need help and the costs of intervention. The goal of this project is to give key market actors a detailed profile of literacy supply and demand by industry and occupation, and to identify potential skill shortages and the cost to them. So that is ongoing. I can't really say much more about it. I do want to say a few words about Aboriginal people. About 15% of Manitoba's population is Aboriginal. By Aboriginal, I mean First Nations or Métis. Métis are Aboriginal people, First Nations who've intermarried with immigrants to the country, or Inuit. You may know Inuit as Eskimo, but Inuit want to be called Inuit. So 15% in my province, 10 to 12% in the rest of Canada. Aboriginals are the fastest growing population. They're tomorrow's workers. Our future economic prosperity really depends on these people. We simply must educate them And historically, they've been vastly underrepresented in tertiary education. In fact, many of them don't complete secondary education. Doing this, educating Aboriginal people means engaging the community, establishing partnerships. We've had some successes, and I'm just going to mention two, one urban example and one example in the north. In my city, Winnipeg, the University of Winnipeg, the president is Lloyd Axworthy. I don't know whether you folks know who he is. He's the former Minister of Foreign Affairs and was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for his work on landmines and his work with child soldiers. So it might not surprise you to learn that he's been very active in enlisting inner-city Aboriginal kids in his school in the University of Winnipeg, and he's developed several programs which reach across elementary, secondary, and up to post-secondary school levels to give Aboriginal people and inner-city people a better chance of making it to university. What he's trying to do is to demystify the whole notion of university for these populations who don't usually attend, and he wishes to make it possible. I don't want to, in the interest of time, I'm not going to go into the complexities of the problem, of the programming, but what I do want to say is the program works because there's a series of mentoring. Older children, Aboriginal children mentor younger children. The older children in turn have been mentored themselves. Because of their participation in the program, a child is given a certain sum of money each year. Well, the child isn't given it. It's banked for that child. And when that child has finished, we hope, grade 12, there will be a sum of money to pay for post-secondary education, to pay the tuition fees. Mr. Axworthy likes to call this program a tap on the shoulder for children who have never dreamed of a future that includes the opportunity to attend university. Second project I wanted to mention with Aboriginal people is one in the north, north of the 60th parallel. We recently established a university college in the north where the population is very sparse. I know this will be shocking to you. There's only 70,000 people, and 65% of them are First Nations people. The institution had a very interesting genesis. The Aboriginal community, the chiefs from the north, approached our premier and said that they wanted to develop an institution because they wanted to educate their children at home, keep families together, and develop the skills which healthy communities require. So this university was established, and it really belongs to the people. Out of respect for Aboriginal tradition, the legislation that created the University College of the North created a council for elders, a council of elders, and the Elders Council is nominated and supported by the chiefs and by the community. But establishing the Elders Council has meant problems for government with traditional academics who think that governance should be their purview, and that the Elders Council should have no say in the matter at all. But we in government have stuck to our guns. We know that respect in the Aboriginal community demands this council. We know that First Nations people need the guidance of their elders, and that if this educational experiment is to succeed, and we need that success, we need to support the elders too. Turning to new immigrants, I did mention that Canada was a nation of immigrants. Through immigration, the Canadian government has traditionally sought solutions to labor market gaps and to demographic pressures. Immigration is a solution to labor market if it's to be a successful solution to labor market shortfalls, it will only succeed if it is articulated with related policy developments, including, of course, education and training. A number of occupation-specific and sector-based bridging programs have been developed and implemented. In them, key stakeholders, employers, regulatory bodies, and educational institutions cooperate to assess skills and competencies, to deliver training, and to provide workplace experience. The objective is to integrate professionals as quickly as possible into the labor market and so avoid duplicating training that people have obviously had offshore before they came. We in Canada simply must again find more bridging programs. We must establish more, and we must create these modularized initiatives. They must be sustainable. They must be integrated with the broader system of training and education. Just to give you an example, at the University of Manitoba, we have a program called the Internationally Educated Engineers Qualification. In order to become a professional engineer in Canada, in Manitoba, you need to work 2 years as an engineer. So this program works with the association, the Association of Professional Engineers, with the institution and with the community, and professional engineers are created in 2 years, which is very positive for our immigrants and very positive for our economy. International students, of course, we love international students, and the numbers are growing. And in response to requests from the community, my province has signed an agreement with the federal government which allows international students to work up to 20 hours a week while they're attending school. I think this is good news all around. Students earn wages, develop skills, contribute to our economy, and by and large really impress their employers. The work may become an incentive to remain in Canada as landed immigrants, which is wonderful for Canada, but if students return to their homelands, we have an international friend and an international connection. It really isn't about poaching talented people from away. It is about providing the experiences that Mr. I can't remember which gentleman this morning talked about, and I guess several people talked about the importance of developing global talent through these kinds of activities. So we see it as a wonderful conflation of knowledge and so important to our country, and certainly a way of creating international citizens. I'm fascinated by that new breed of international citizen, that usually fairly young person who can be at home anywhere, work anywhere, and is welcome anywhere. And we'd really like to participate in creating this, in creating these global citizens. Just a quick few words about the global economy. The global community and the internationalization of education. We in Canada, of course, share a belief in the importance of internationalization, and for so many reasons. We incorporate international dimensions into our teaching at all grade levels in university and into our learning practices across the curriculum. Our institutions in my province and across the country are reaching out to the global community. I've already mentioned international students, but as well our institutions work internationally on high-level educationally related projects, sometimes joint research projects, and with universities from away. The University of Manitoba, for example, has huge AIDS research projects in India and Africa. The University of Manitoba is also the lead in a research project called ArcticNet, which involves several circumpolar nations, and and that project is concerned with global warming. I'm sorry, I'm being yanked. So just to sum up, I just wanted to say that if innovation is the development of knowledge, what we've done in the face of faltering essential skills, declining births, and public demands for systems which are economically and socially accountable, what we've done is to foster new relationships with the community, with our post-secondary educations, and I think I should, in all politeness, say thank you very much.
Thank you for your excellent presentations on the cooperation with the community for education renovation in the Manitoba, Canada. Next speaker is the 설동군, is 부산시 교육감님, and he will talk about the building of a new cooperative system between school and local community. 한국 학교와 지역사회와의 산업협력체제 구축에 대해서 철동군 교육감님께서 발표해 주시겠습니다. 감사합니다. 우리 저 크게 박수 한번 합시다.
예, 안녕하십니까. 저 설동근 부산광역시 교육감입니다. 오늘 이 뜻깊은 자리에서 부산광역시 교육청이 추진하고 있는 지역사회와의 교육협력 사업에 관한 사례를 소개해 드릴 수 있는 기회를 갖게 된 것을 대단히 뜻깊게 생각합니다. 주제 발표에 앞서서 우리 부산시 잘 아실 겁니다. 부산시는 매년 아시아 최고의 국제 영화제가 개최되고 있는 360여만 명의 우리나라 제2도시입니다. 부산시 교육청은 5개 지역 교육청을 포함해서 1,008개의 유치원, 초, 중, 고등학교와 55만여 명의 학생들이 재학하고 있으며 3만 5천여 명의 교직원이 꿈과 보람과 만족을 주는 부산교육 비전 실현을 위해 최선을 다함으로써 공교육 혁명 1번지 부산이라는 평가를 받으며 대한민국 교육을 선도를 하고 있습니다. 그러면 지금까지 우리 교육청에서 적극 추진하고 있는 학교와 지역사회와의 신협력체제 구축에 대해서 말씀드리겠습니다. 말씀드릴 순서는 학교와 지역사회가 직면하고 있는 도전과 지역사회와 협력체제 구축을 위한 새로운 방향, 또 그간의 협력 사례와 성과, 장애 요인과 극복, 그리고 미래의 협력 방향입니다. 오늘날 우리나라 학교는 대내외적으로 많은 도전에 직면하고 있습니다. 전국 학생들의 학업성 지도는 OECD 국가의 평균에 비해서 매우 높은 반면 학습 동기와 흥미도는 낮게 나타나고 있으며 학생 간 학력 격차가 크고 학부모가 부담하는 사교육비가 급증하는 등 이미 여러 문제점을 안고 있습니다. 특히 부산의 경우 지속적인 인구 감소와 기업의 타시도 이전으로 도시 경쟁력이 약화되는 등 학교와 지역사회를 둘러싸고 있는 여러 외적인 도전에도 직면하고 있습니다. 부산시 교육청은 이러한 당면한 교육 문제와 지역 문제를 해결해 나가기 위해서 지방자치단체, 대학, 기업, 시민단체 등 지역사회 구성원들이 폭넓게 참여하는 신협력체제 구축 방안을 모색해 왔습니다. 이에 따라서 학교와 지역사회 상호 간의 인적, 물적 인프라를 적극 개방, 활용하고 공동발전을 위한 핵심 가치를 공유하는 새로운 협력 네트워크를 구축하게 되었습니다. 우리 교육청이 주도적인 역할을 하게 된 신협력체제는 학교 교육의 질을 향상시키면 물론 지역의 인적 자원 개발을 보다 체계화하고 평생 학습 도시를 촉진시키는 데 그 목적이 있습니다. 새로운 협력 관계는 종전의 단선적이고 제한된 협력 관계에서 벗어나서 부산교육청이 구심점이 되어서 지역사회 여러 기관이 통합적이며 다원적으로 연결하는 시스템입니다. 이러한 새로운 동반자적 협력체제는 각 기관의 특성에 맞는 전문적인 역할을 요구하고 있습니다. 부산시 교육청은 협력체제의 중심센터로서 교육협력 사업의 기획과 관리를 총괄하고 단위 학교에서는 방과후 학교 및 체험학습 프로그램을 운영하며 부산시 및 일선 구군 등 지방자치단체에서는 행재정적 지원을 담당을 하고 대학교와 연구기관에서는 전문 인력 양성 및 학습 자료 개발을 지원을 하고 있습니다. 또한 의료 전문직 협회에서는 의사협회, 약사회 등입니다. 이런 데서도 무료 건강검진과 의료 지원을, 또 법원, 경찰청에서는 학생 준법정신 함양과 학교폭력 예방 프로그램을 운영하며 시민단체, 종교단체 등에서는 학교 자원봉사활동과 각종 문화복지 프로그램을 지원을 하고 있습니다. 토요휴업일에도 부산의 150여 개 종교기관단체에서 토요휴업일 프로그램을 운영하는 등 협력관계가 구축되어 있습니다. 언론기관에서는 협력사업을 홍보하는 등 각 기관이 학교와 지역사회의 발전을 위해서 그 역할을 다하고 있습니다. 다음은 부산광역시 교육청이 지역사회와의 협력을 통해서 추진하고 있는 주요 사업인 부산 방과후 학교, 부산 남구 교육인적 자원개발 벨트, 부산 희망의 사다리 운동, 업스쿨 1교 다사 개련 사업, 부산 지역 평생학습 중장기 발전 계획에 대해서 말씀드리겠습니다. 먼저 부산 방과후 학교에 대해 말씀드리겠습니다. 2006년부터 새롭게 추진하고 있는 부산 방과후 학교는 종전의 방과후 교육 활동이 가지고 있던 여러 문제점들을 개선을 하여 지역사회와의 협력을 토대로 학교 교육을 보완하고 학부모의 사교육비 부담을 완화함으로써 지역사회 학교 실현을 위한 새로운 교육계획의 모델이 되고 있습니다. 새로운 방과후 학교는 수준별 보충학습, 다양한 예체능 특기적성과 진로체험 등 학생, 학부모가 원하는 우수한 맞춤형 프로그램을 운영하고 있으며 초등 야간 보육 프로그램을 운영하고 저소득층 아동들을 위한 바우처를 지급하는 등 방과후 학교가 교육과 보육을 아우를 수 있는 종합적 시스템으로서 그 역할을 확대하고 있습니다. 특히 2006년 10월 부산시와 함께 개설한 부산 방과후 학교 지원센터는 지역사회가 협력하는 통합적 네트워크 시스템으로서 지역사회의 인적 물적 자원을 효율적으로 활용하는 데 크게 기여를 하고 있습니다. 이러한 노력의 한 예로서 전국적으로 우수한 평가를 받고 있는 서명초등학교 방과후 학교 사례를 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 저소득층이 밀집한 아주 낙후된 지역에 위치한 서명초등학교는 다양한 영역의 방과후 학교 프로그램을 운영함으로써 실제 학생들의 학업 성취도가 향상되고 있으며 우수한 프로그램을 무료 또는 저렴한 비용으로 운영함에 따라서 6개월간 예를 들면 한 1억 2천여만 원의 사교육비가 절감되는 것으로 추정되고 있습니다. 특히 지역사회의 우수한 인적 자원들이 프로그램 운영에 참여하고 학생들의 안전한 기과활동을 해병대 전후에서 지원하는 등 방과후 학교가 보살핌과 배움의 장소가 되고 있습니다. 부산 방과후 학교의 성공적인 운영 성과를 살펴보면 학생들의 참여도는 2006년 48.1%에서 2008년 65.2%로 증가하였고 보육, 특기적성, 교과 프로그램 수와 외부 강사 수가 크게 증가했으며 프로그램의 만족도에서도 학생들 82%, 학부모 75%가 만족하고 있는 것으로 나타났습니다. 다음은 부산 남국 교육인적 자원개발 벨트 사업에 대해 소개해드리겠습니다. 본 사업은 부산 남구 지역이 인구 감소에 따른 도심 공동화 현상과 저소득층 증가 등 점차 낙후 지역으로 변화되어 가고 있는 지역의 위기를 극복하기 위해서 2007년부터 기초자치단체와 지역교육청이 주도하고 지역 내 대학 등 다양한 기관이 참여하는 종합적 지역 인적 자원 개발 프로젝트가 추진이 되고 있습니다. 이 사업은 사회적 인프라를 구축하고 다원적 네트워크를 구성하며 진로 직업 교육을 활성화함으로써 지역 인적 자원 개발과 평생 학습 도시를 구축하는 데 그 목적을 두고 있습니다. 학생과 지역 주민들을 위한 학습 지원 사업으로서 맞춤형 방과후 학교 프로그램, 학습 부진 학생을 위한 대학생들의 멘토링, 인성교육과 학생 건강교육 등 다양한 프로그램을 운영을 하고 있습니다. 특히 결혼, 육아 등으로 취업의 어려움을 겪고 있는 고학력 여성 인적 자원을 개발하기 위한 특별 프로그램을 운영함으로써 현재 215명의 여성이 방과후 학교 강사, 코디네이터 등으로 활약을 하고 있는 중입니다. 또한 39개 단위 사업에 총 29억 원이 투자된 이 본 사업은 지역 내 교육협력 네트워크 구축으로 학생들의 학력 향상에 기여를 하고 있으며 주민들의 일자리 창출에도 기여함으로써 지역 발전의 새로운 모델로 자리매김되어 가고 있습니다. 다음은 부산 희망의 사다리 운동에 대해서 소개를 해드리겠습니다. 오늘날 우리 교육정책의 중요한 과제 중 하나는 사회 양극화와
교육 격차를 완화하고 학생들 누구에게나 동등한 교육 기회를 제공하는 것입니다. 희망의 사다리 운동은 소외계층 학생들에게 꿈과 희망을 심어주기 위해서 2005년 12월에 시작된 민간 중심의 자생적 교육복지 공동체 운동으로서 처음에는 지역교육청과 해운대구청, 기초자치단체가 중심에 섰습니다. 2006년부터 부산 전체의 지역사회 운동으로 점차 확산이 되어가고 있습니다. 본 사업은 불우한 학생들에게 무료급식, 또 학습지원, 장학금, 의료지원 등 다양한 서비스를 제공해 왔으며 현재까지 6억 2천만 여만 원의 성금이 모금이 되어서 3,500명의 학생들에게 여러 가지 다양한 지원을 하고 있습니다. 현재 이 희망의 사다리 운동은 지역 주민 중심의 자발적인 지역 발전 운동으로 성화가 되어가고 있으며 죄송합니다. 특히 지역 여건이 열악한 부산 만송동 이 지역에는 주민들의 직접적인 성금 모금으로 주민도서관이 신축 개관하게 되었으며 이 너티나무 도서관으로 명명된 이 도서관은 지역 발전과 학생들을 지원하기 위한 공간으로 적극 활용되고 있습니다. 자그마한 도서관, 부산에서 가장 열악한 지역에 주민들이 자발적인 성금으로 마련된 지역 도서관입니다. 다음은 업스쿨 1교 다사 개련 사업을 소개해드리겠습니다. 종전에는 대학교가 아닌 초중고등학교에 대한 기업체의 지원과 협력은 매우 미흡했습니다. 그러나 초중등 교육의 새로운 협력 파트너로서 지역 내 기업의 교육 공헌 활동 참여를 촉진하고 부족한 교육 재정 확보와 지역의 우수한 인적 자원을 육성하기 위해서 2007년부터 기업과의 협력 사업을 추진을 했습니다. 사업 초기에는 기업체의 낮은 인식과 관심 부족으로 어려움이 많았으나 기업의 학교에 대한 적극적인 지원을 통해서 우수한 인적 자원을 개발하고 지역 경제력 향상에 기여할 수 있다는 그러한 점에 공감함으로써 지금 좋은 성과를 내고 있습니다. 전체 초중고등학교 611개 학교 중 588개 학교가 기업체와의 결연으로 경제교육 프로그램 운영, 기업체 체험활동, 무료급식, 각종 기자재 지원 등 다양한 지원을 받고 있으며 재정적 지원이 지난해하고 금년 9월 현재 한 273억 원에 이르고 있습니다. 이러한 기업의 지원 활동은 학교를 변화시키는 데 크게 기여를 하고 있습니다. 이러한 예로 낙후된 어촌 지역에 위치한 가덕도에 있는 르차초등학교의 경우 결연기업의 도움으로 학교의 오랜 수건인 학교 도서관을 개관을 하였고, 한국의 대표적인 정보보안업체인 안철수 연구소에서는 15,000명의 저소득층 학생들을 위해서 6억 원 상당의 백신 프로그램을 무상으로 지원을 했습니다. 끝으로 부산 지역 평생학습 중장기 발전 계획에 대해서 소개를 드리겠습니다. 2007년 11월에 수립한 본 계획은 그동안 산발적으로 운영되던 평생학습 사업을 도시 전체적 시각에서 체계적인 추진을 통해서 부산 지역의 평생학습을 촉진함으로써 시민의 삶의 질 향상과 생애 역량을 극대화하고 사회적 자본을 형성시키며 도시의 경쟁력을 강화하는 데 그 목적이 있습니다. 특히 본 사업은 학교와 지역사회의 평생학습과 문화의 중심지로 자리매김할 수 있도록 그 역할과 기능을 확대하는 데 중점을 두고 있습니다. 현재 362개 학교에서 학부모, 지역 주민 및 소외계층에게 다양한 평생학습 프로그램을 제공하고 있으며 학교 도서관이 지역 문화센터로서 강당 또 운동장 등 학교 시설도 지역사회에 적극 개방을 하고 있습니다. 이와 함께 학부모 역량 강화를 위해서 지역별로 4개의 학부모 교육원을 운영을 하고 고령사회를 대비한 노인교육 확대 및 퇴직한 교직원들에게 지역사회에서 자원봉사할 수 있는 기회를 제공을 하고 있습니다. 지금까지 앞에서 소개해드린 지역사회의 새로운 협력체제 구축은 학교 교육의 교육력 강화와 학부모 사교육비 부담 완화, 교육복지 향상, 지역인적 자원 개발 및 평생 학습 도시를 촉진하는 등 학교 교육의 질적 향상과 도시 발전에 어느 정도 성과를 거두고 있습니다. 그러나 지역사회와의 협력을 추진하는 과정에서 몇 가지 장애 요인도 나타나고 있습니다. 한시적인 예산 지원의 문제라든지 또 각 기관 간의 효과적인 자원 배분의 문제, 그리고 협력의 필요성에 대한 지역사회의 낮은 인식, 그리고 실제 사업 추진의 주체가 되는 단위 학교의 역량 부족 등 어려움이 대두되고 있습니다. 이러한 장애 요인을 극복하기 위해서 교육 경비 보조에 관한 규정 정비로 안정적인 재원을 확보하고 부산시와 교육행정협의회를 활성화하는 등 지역사회 유관기관과의 협력을 더욱 강화하는 등 교육협력에 대한 지역사회의 인식 변화를 유도하기 위해서 다양한 홍보활동도 하고 있고 가장 주체가 되는 학교장 리더십을 강화시키기 위해서 또 많은 노력도 하고 있습니다. 향후 이런 교육협력과 지역발전 사업들을 보다 효과적으로 추진하고 총괄하기 위해서는 지역사회 전체를 포괄하는 별도의 독립적인 거버넌스 시스템 구축이 필요할 것으로 생각이 됩니다. 이 시스템은 각 기관들을 수직적, 수평적 통합하며 교육협력 사업의 기획에서부터 완료 단계까지 체계적인 추진을 가능하게 하는 협력의 구심점 역할을 수행할 것으로 기대합니다. 끝으로 학교와 지역사회와의 새로운 협력관계는 학교와 지역사회의 역할을 변화시켜서 지역의 경쟁력을 강화하는 등 지역 발전을 촉진하며 학교는 세계화된 급변하는 환경에 유연하게 대처할 수 있을 것으로 생각합니다. 이상으로 부산광역시 교육청이 추진하고 있는 지역사회와의 협력 사례에 대해서 소개를 마치면서 끝까지 경청해 주신 여러분들께 깊이 감사드립니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Next speaker is the An Yang-ho. He is the Vice Governor of the Government of the Gyeonggi Province, and he will talk about the development of the regional human resources and role of the local autonomous government. 안영호 우리 경기도 행정 제1부시장께서 지역 인적 개발과 지방자치단체 역할에 대해서 발표를 하도록 하겠습니다.
안녕하십니까. 경기도 행정 1부시장 안양호입니다. 오늘 이렇게 중요한 자리에서 우리 경기도의 인적 자원 개발에 대해서 말씀드릴 기회가 있어서 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. 우선 우리 경기도는 대한민국에서 인구가 가장 많은 지역입니다. 1140만의 인구를 포괄하고 있고 31개 시군, 생활 여건이나 수준이 매우 다양합니다. 도시지역, 논청지역, 산업지역을 다 포함하는 다양한 지역의 행정을 경기도가 담당을 하고 있습니다. 오늘 발표드릴 내용은 우리 경기도가 인식하고 있는 지역 인적 자원 개발의 범위, 그 다음에 인적 자원 개발의 활동, 마지막으로 앞으로 필요한 정책 기능 강화 방안에 대해서 말씀드리도록 하겠습니다. 인적 자원 개발에 대한 정의는 여러 가지로 내려볼 수 있겠습니다만 일반적으로 지방자치단체를 포함한 지역사회가 지역 주민을 대상으로 지역 주민들의 평생 고용 가능성과 삶의 질 향상, 나아가서 지역사회의 발전을 목적으로 지역 수준에서 인적 자원을 양성 배출하고 일자리 확보까지 돕는 제반 활동이라고 할 수 있겠습니다. 현재 수준에서 지방자치단체로서 경기도가 생각하는 지역 인적 자원 개발은 경기도에 거주하는 성인을 대상으로 비정규 교육을 대상으로 한다고 할 수 있으며 일부는 정규 교육 중에 있는 학생들을 대상으로 일부 지원을 한 내용들이 포함되고 있습니다. 다 아시겠습니다만은 광역자치단체의 도지사로서 평생교육법, 인적자원개발기본법, 직업교육훈련촉진법, 고용정책기본법 등 교육과학부와 노동부 등 중앙부처의 법률에 의해서 자치단체장이 평생교육협의회, 지역인적자원개발협의회, 직업교육훈련협의회, 그리고 지방고용심의협의회를 구성해서 위원장을 맡게 되어 있습니다. 따라서 법에 의해서는 자치단체장으로서의 경기도지사가 실질적인 지역인적 자원 개발을 주도하도록은 되어 있습니다만은 또 중앙부 정부의 법 취지가 자치단체장이 책임지고 지역인적 자원 개발을 추진하도록 부여는 되어 있습니다만은 거기에 필요한 예산 지원이나 업무 체계나 담당 인력 확보 면에서는 별도의 배려가 없기 때문에 법과 현실은 많은 괴리를 보이고 있다고 말씀드릴 수가 있겠습니다. 경기도의 인적자원개발이라고 하는 별도로 사업 내용을 정의를 하고 있지 않습니다. 또 통합적으로 추진하는 별도 조직을 가지고 있지도 않습니다. 다만 성인 대상의 비정규 교육과정을 직접 운영하거나 운영을 지원해 오면서 대학, 기업 등과 협력 과정 활동도 전개해 오면서 또한 여성 등 취약계층에 대한 교육훈련 기회를 직접 제공을 하거나 일자리 창출과 일자리 제공 사업도 전개하고 있고, 또 정규 과정에 있는 학생들을 위해서 도립 영어마을이나 청소년 수련원 등을 운영하고 있습니다. 한 5년 전까지만 해도 경기도 재정이 굉장히 굉장히 증가 속도가 빠를 때는 도가 주도적으로 교육청과 협력해서 학교에 대한 여러 가지 지원 사업들을 많이 해왔습니다. 지방에 있는 각 시군의 명문고등학교를 지원하기 위해서 여러 가지 기숙사나 체육시설을 지어줘주고, 또 소규모 학교를 살리기 위한 사업들을 많이 해왔습니다. 그러나 지금은 여러 가지 5년 전부터 지방 재정의 압박 요인으로 인해서 교육청을 지원하는 그런 활동들은 상당히 위축되어 있는 게 지금의 현실입니다. 경기도에서 인적 자원 개발과 관련됐다고 생각할 수 있는 조직을 보면은, 우선 아까 말씀드린 대로 도에서 총괄하는 조직은 설치가 되어 있지 않고, 경제투자관리실, 가족여성정책국, 문화관광국, 복지건강국 등 본청에 있는 각 실국이 중앙소관 부처의 업무와 연관해서 교육인적 관련 사업을 해오고 있고, 또 산하기관에서도 경기도 기술학교, 청소년 수련원, 여성영역개발센터 등을 운영해 오고 있습니다. 경기도의 인적자원개발의 계획, 양성, 그리고 배분 및 활용, 인프라 구축, 이런 프로세스 단계별로 그럼 살펴보도록 하겠습니다. 우선 계획 면에서 경기도는 말씀드린 대로 본청의 각 해당 실국가에서 관련되는 사업들을 계획을 수립해서 시행하고 있고, 또한 산하기관에서도 청소년이나 저소득층, 실업자 재취업과 관련해서 경기도 기술학교, 여성영역 개발이란 여성비전센터, 또 경기도 제2청이 관할하고 있는 북부 여성비전센터, 그리고 여성능력개발센터라고 해서 여성들의 IT 능력을 함양하는 센터가 별도로 있습니다. 아울러서 안산 성감도에 경기도 청소년 수료원을 직접 운영하고 있습니다. 다음 양성 단계 사업으로는 우선 지역 특성에 맞는 산학 간 맞춤형 인력 양성을 목표로 해서 지역 산업체와 대학교 간 협력 체제를 지원하고 하는 사업을 시행하고 있고, 6개 대학과 2개의 전문계 고등학교를 대상으로 25개의 과정을 운영하고 있고, 또한 산학협력 중심대학이라는 제도를 가지고 또 성장동력 특성화대학, 이런 지원 사업들을 해오고 있습니다. 여기에 소요되는 예산은 연간 약 21억 원 정도가 되겠습니다. 다음 경기도 내에 경력 단절 여성들의 취업을 지원하기 위해서 올해부터 파주 출판도시 안에 기업 맞춤형 여성 취업 지원을 해오고 있습니다. 이것은 취업률 제고를 위해서 출판단지 내에 기업에서 요구하는 일정 교육 수준과 관련되는 자격증 소지자만을 대상으로 선발을 해서 기업이 요구하는 교육을 마친 후에 바로 취업과 연결되도록 하는 사업을 올해부터 시작하고 있습니다. 다음은 벌써 한 7, 8년 됐습니다. 영어마을 글로벌 인재 양성을 위해서 영어 능력 향상을 돕기 위한 영어 체험 공간을 제공하기 위해서 파주, 양평, 안산 세 군데 영어마을을 운영해 오면서 양평하고 안산은 민간 위탁으로 넘겼고 파주만 지금 직영해 오고 있습니다. 작년 경우 45,895명의 교육을 했고 여기에 투입되는 강사는 원어민 강사 135명, 내국인 83명이 일을 하고 있습니다. 이러한 세 군데 도립 영어마을 이외에도 해당 각 시군에서 자발적으로 또 자체 영어마을들을 지금 10여 군데에서 운영을 해오고 있습니다. 다음 경기도 내 인적자원계 배분, 활용 단계의 사업들을 소개해드리면 상당히 많습니다. 우선 실직자, 여성층에 대한 계층별 맞춤형 취업 지원 사업이 있습니다. 좀 더 구체적으로 말씀드리면 13억 원의 예산을 들여서 경기 재취업 지원 프로그램을 운영하는데 30 내지 55세 미만 재직 경력 실직자 960명에게 취업을 지원했으며 또한 경기 여성 뉴딜 프로그램을 운영해오고 있습니다. 다음 30세 미만 청년 구직자를 대상으로 해서 임금의 50%를 지원하는 청년 뉴딜 사업, 청년 인턴제입니다. 그리고 이 사업은 인턴제 말고 뉴딜 사업으로 해서 구직자 맞춤형, 대학 맞춤형, 기업 수요 맞춤형 프로그램으로 구성을 해서 총 2,400명에게 프로그램을 제공해 오고 있습니다. 아울러서 실업 탈피가 곤란한 사람을 위해서 취업 지원을 위한 권역별 순회 상담도 실시를 하고 있습니다. 다음 공공 취업 알선 기능을 강화하기 위해서 권역별로 특성화된 채용 박람회를 연다든지 취업 알선을 위해서 취업정보센터를 50여 군데 운영을 해오고 있습니다. 다음은 취약계층에 대해서 일자리를 지원하는 사업도 전개를 해오고 있습니다. 2008년 10월 현재 6개 기회에 걸쳐서 487명의 신용회복 지원 대상자들에 대한 취업 지원 사업을 실시하고 또한 저소득층 실업자들에 대해서 91가지의 공공근로 사업도 추진하고 있으며 비진학 청소년들을 대상으로 하는 교육도 실시하고 있습니다. 또 가난한 가정의 아이들이 적절한 보호를 받고 자랄 수 있도록 공공부문이 나서서 돕자는 그런 취지의 한국형 빈곤아동 지원 프로그램을 위스타트 마을 운영이라는 이름으로 해오고 있습니다. 지금까지 10개 마을 4,453명 아동 대상으로 복지, 보건, 보육 서비스를 지원해 오고 있습니다. 여기에는 없습니다만은 올해부터 경기도에서는 꿈나무 안심학교를 시범적으로 운영해 오고 있습니다. 이 꿈나무 안심학교를 하면은 24시간 애들을 학교에서 보살피는 그런 새로운 시도입니다. 아시겠습니다만은 안양에서 예슬이하고 예슬이 친구 유괴 살해 사건이 불행한 사건이 있었는데 그걸 계기로 해서 맞벌이 부부들 또 밤일 나가야 되는 저소득층을 위해서 꿈나무 안심학교를 방과 후에 학교에서 애들의 보육과 식사와 또 밤에 부모들이 데리고 올 수 없으면은 숙식까지 제공하는 그런 사업을 올해 10개 학교에 시범적으로 운영해 오고 있습니다. 또한 각 지역마다 방과 후에 아이들 보호, 보육, 식사 제공, 취미활동, 그리고 과외 공부, 영어, 수학, 과학을 가르치는 지역 아동 보호센터를 500여 군데에서 활발하게 지금 운영이 되고 있습니다. 굉장히 운영하는데 이 시간이 촉박한 거 봅니다. 그래서 제가 인프라 면에서는 자료로 대체를 하고 바로 여기 이제 총괄이 나오는데요. 전체적인 경기도의 지역인적 자원개발 추진을 정리해 보면은 경기도 본청에서 약 708억 원의 예산을 투입해서 7만 9천 명에게 각종 혜택을 주고 있고, 경기도 산하기관에서는 약 114억 원을 들여서 10만여 명에게 각종 교육 서비스를 제공해 오고 있습니다. 마지막으로 이러한 경기도의 지역 인적 자원 개발이 보다 성공적으로 수행되기 위해서는 도 자체의 인적 자원 개발과 관련되는 정책 기능이 강화가 돼야 된다고 생각합니다. 지역 인적 자원 개발이 어떤 영역을 차지하느냐를 명확하게 명시를 하고, 중앙의 사업하고 도 단위 강역자치단체에서 하는 사업하고 어떻게 연계해서 추진해 나가야 되느냐 하는 종합적인 마스터 플랜이 세워지고, 거기에 따라서 계획적으로 지역인적 자원개발 사업이 이루어져야 된다고 봅니다. 지금은 각 담당 부서 여러 가지 사업들이 하나로 묶어지질 못하고 뿔뿔이 나달로 수행이 되고 있기 때문에 보다 종합적인 체계를 갖추어 나갈 필요가 있다고 봅니다. 두 번째는 도지사에게 주어진 이 법상의 지위에 걸맞게 그 책임과 권한을 다 양쪽을 다 아우를 수 있는 가버넌스 체계가 구축이 돼야 된다고 생각합니다. 제일 가까운 교육청, 그리고 지역 내 기업, 그리고 지역 교육훈련기관, 또 대학까지 아울러서 협력 체계가 구축이 돼야 된다고 생각합니다. 또 아울러서 도청 내부에 이를 담당하는 전담 조직이 설치가 돼야 된다고 말씀드릴 수 있겠습니다. 그리고 가장 중요한 것은 인식이 강화가 돼야 된다고 생각합니다. 인적 자원 개발이 자치단체가 맡아야 될 일 중에 아주 중요한 부분이라는 역할 인식이 관계 공무원들 사이에 자리를 잡아야 되겠다고 생각합니다. 네, 이 인적 자원 개발의 체계를 확립한다는 말씀이 맨 마지막에 들어 있습니다. 이상으로 경기도 지역 인적 자원 개발에 대한 소개와 앞으로 나아갈 방향에 대해서 잠시 말씀을 드렸습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you. 고맙습니다. 이번 이 세션의 마지막 스피커, the last speaker but not the least, and he came from all the way from Georgia, and I'd like to introduce Dr. J. Rozelski. He is a professor at Workforce Education, University of Georgia. He will talk about opportunity for collaboration between HR and vocational technical education. We have 20 minutes, okay?
Good afternoon.
That's okay. That's okay.
It really is my great pleasure and privilege to be with you this afternoon. And what I'm going to talk about is a little bit different than the previous speakers in that I'm not going to give specific examples of a program or an activity that I'm aware of, but I was asked to maybe provide a little bit more of an overview of what HR or the business community can do in terms of getting involved in workforce preparation for both high school or secondary school and post-secondary school, particularly two-year community college or technical institutes. So I guess I've been a professor too long. I feel like I have to give a course on this, but what I'm going to try to do in just the next few minutes is do two things really. One is to talk to you about how many of you are familiar with vocational and technical education at the secondary level? Are many of you aware? Just a couple? What I'm going to try to do is just give you a glimpse of what, at least in the United States, what vocational technical education is trying to do, and then give you some ideas about what HR and the corporate world can do to get involved. Because increasingly, it's not a matter of if the business world should be involved, but how. With the increase in globalization, technology, the information turnover, there just is a need for involvement. Schools, public education cannot do it by themselves. So hopefully when we're finished today, you'll have a few ideas of how, as HR professionals and as the business world, that you can work with and not only help students, help schools, but also help your own businesses or corporations. Okay, just a couple things about secondary vocational education. You may be familiar with, at least when I was growing up, vocational education was wood shop or cooking and sewing. It was more domestic kinds of activities. Today, it's certainly a different place. There are a variety of programs that are involved, comprise the whole of vocational education, but really there's three things that most, if not all, vocational programs try to do. One is they try to provide contextual learning. Two is employability skills or workplace skills. And the third one, which is more recent, is the idea of career pathways. And I'd like to just briefly touch upon each one of those for you. One thing I would want to say is that today's vocational education in most countries, at least most developed countries, and in many other countries, is very different than what I grew up with. I'm pretty old, and I don't remember any of these kinds of programs where they went from medicine to engineering, business, economics, finance, the arts. And so there are a variety of ways that secondary education is trying to prepare students, not just for a particular job, but for preparation to go on to post-secondary education and to eventually to employment. Okay, contextual learning really is the whole notion that learning takes place best when it's done in context. In other words, when I can apply my learning to a real situation with a real problem, with real solutions and meaningful outcomes, that learning is more valuable. So the whole idea of contextual learning or work-based learning is one of the foundations of all vocational programs. It's not to try to get rid of the academics, but it's to try to provide an opportunity for those academics to be used and to show meaning. Employability skills. About 10 or 15 years ago, there was a huge outcry in the United States that we needed to have basic employability skills for young people. Things like how to take personal qualities, like how to take directions from a supervisor or work in a team, or basic grooming and hygiene, even just showing up for work. The issue of higher order thinking skills, critical thinking and problem solving, and the idea of not just basic academic skills. Now, increasingly, it's more sophisticated and complex academic skills, so that students, when they go to a community college or a four-year university, that they're better prepared for the kinds of requirements that are going to be presented to them in their various academic work. And finally, this notion of career pathways is an important one. In recent years, in the last probably 5 years or so, there's been an increasing push in the United States to tailor not just vocational programs, but all, for instance, in Georgia, all secondary students will be in a career pathway. And a career pathway is a broad organization of occupations or of occupational areas. For instance, you might be interested in the medical field, and so you would be in a medical pathway. That doesn't mean that you're going to prepare to be a doctor or an X-ray technician, but that many of your courses and your work experience would be in fields related to the medical profession, so that you would have an opportunity to see what's it like to be a respiratory therapist, or what does a registered nurse actually do, and be able to also apply the learning that you have in school to the workplace. You'd be able to talk with people who are in those professions about how they use their academic learning and what they face on the job on a day-to-day basis. So the career pathway is a coherent and a planned sequence of courses that hopefully leads a student to be better prepared to go into post-secondary education. 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, the focus of vocational education was graduate high school, get a job. And increasingly, it's graduate high school, go to a 2-year or 4-year institution after high school, and then get a job. And so the focus for vocational education at the high school level has really changed over the years. One of the important things about the career pathway is education can't do it alone. The schools aren't equipped or prepared to provide the kinds of on-the-job training and experiences that students will need to be prepared to go on to post-secondary education. So there's a real place in the entire process for businesses to participate. So I've almost given you a semester's long course on vocational education. So if you want college credit, let me know and we'll see what we can do. But when we look at the way that programs are actually implemented, we can look at a number of characteristics, and if we focus on how those programs are presented, we can really break it down into 4 different areas. Introductory or advisory kind of awareness programs, school-based programs, and work-based programs. And I'd like to give you just an example of each one of those. Introductory or advising interventions are really school-based programs or activities that are designed simply to get students more aware of what work is about, what kind of requirements there are for work, what preparation that might be needed for them to be successful in the type of job that they're interested in. And so there's a variety of ways that HR and the business community can be involved. Many of those have to do with relatively low investment of time and resources, but have to do with providing opportunities for awareness. So you may have guest speakers come into the school and talk to students. You may have workers or employers meet with parents and students to talk about job requirements, job opportunities in the local community. But most of these are dealing with the fact that when these activities are done relatively short term, students are more aware of, I understand what an engineer does, and I know what kind of education an engineer needs to be successful. There are school-based activities or interventions that are more traditional in terms of the curriculum and the general process of going through high school. The difference here is that with some of these you may have heard, may not, but Tech Prep is one example of a more recent vocational program that tries to tie more closely like the college prep curriculum does for academic students. This track really tries to focus on providing vocational skills and preparation so that there is more of a seamless transition from high school to a community college or a technical training institute. There are other opportunities for students in schools, school-based enterprises where students may actually set up a business, become entrepreneurs. In this case, HR and the business world can bring in expertise, mentors, having people help and instruct students on how to make payroll, how to buy product, how to inventory, those types of things. In school-based interventions, there may be work-based activities, but those are often coordinated and directed by school personnel. Work-based interventions, really the third way that vocational education can be delivered, really is where HR and the corporate world can play the biggest role. However, it also requires more investment of time, resources, training, and so on. But in work-based interventions, one thing you've probably heard of are apprenticeships, tailored after the German model of apprenticeship, where students may work part-time or full-time in a business and go through a series of very formal, structured training, and after a certain length of time, they will be granted a certificate or a credential that will allow them to either enter the profession or to go on to further education. Cooperative education is more of a part-time work, part-time school process, but all of these are designed to get the workplace and employers intimately involved in the process of educating and preparing young people for whatever happens to them next after high school, whether it's directly to employment or to further education. So those are really the primary ways that specific programs can be delivered. And with that, that really is the essence of secondary vocational education. As I said, it's much different than it used to be, and it's much more geared to helping students prepare for a high-wage, high-skill, high-tech, globalized economy, really helping students get a jump start from where they might have been without that. So the question really then is, okay, we've got that understanding, so what's in it for business? Why should businesses be involved and actually participate in and donate their resources and their time and perhaps divert some of their current needs into training and preparation of students who may or may not eventually end up working for them? And in the past, we've primarily heard of HR involvement or business involvement in vocational training programs as philanthropic. It was something that businesses just did to be a good citizen. They might get some good public relations out of it, but there was no real benefit, tangible benefit for the business. Increasingly, there's research that shows that businesses who are involved in ongoing programs that they are committed to and are mutual partners with educational systems, that those programs can be beneficial to them in terms of recruiting new employees, or even if those students don't become their employees, increasing the general labor pool in the local or regional area. And so it becomes much more advantageous for businesses to be involved, that it kind of raises the standard for everybody. What we know, though, is that ultimately the ones who benefit the most are the students. Not only do they receive education and preparation and training, but we find that the students who are involved in business school partnerships will actually have increased academic achievement, lower dropout rates, higher attendance. They'll take more challenging courses when they're in school. And again, that's something that helps the individual, but in the long run, I think helps the entire region that the business is involved with, as well as the individual student. In the past also, I think business school partnerships have often been, we're the school, we'll tell you what we need and when we need it, and don't worry about it, but if we ask for it, give it to us. And increasingly, we find that those kinds of partnerships don't last long, and they're not really effective. So the type of partnership that I'm suggesting we think about are ones that really look at mutual benefit and look at mutual and collaborative partnerships, rather than one-way streets or just a generous donation of time or resources. Of all the ways that you can think of businesses being involved with education, there are these four that kind of seem to categorize the various opportunities. And they range in various levels of involvement, from donating time and resources for speakers, or just giving equipment, or maybe a cash donation, to all the way to solid partnerships or alliances where business and education entities together maybe try to affect policy or make changes to the system itself. And so as HR professionals, as business entities, we can decide at what level or how often we are involved, but realizing that there are a variety of ways we can do that, depending upon what our goals as businesses are and what the educational system would like us to try to work with and help them on. Real briefly, here's just a timeline of different types of involvement, different levels of involvement that a business could be involved with, using some of the information I presented to you previously. We look at maybe in the early grades, in grade school, businesses might be involved by simply, it's, I don't know if you have children and your children have you come to school so you can tell them what you do. And it's kind of like, my daddy is, my mommy is. And it may range from something like that where local businesses provide guest speakers or very minimal levels of involvement that just are designed to raise awareness, to more advanced and more deeply involved in terms of providing training opportunities, providing mentors, providing space in a plant or a factory where classes can be held, providing apprenticeship opportunities. And so that's just an example of how businesses might be involved throughout the span of education. When you think about this, the specific characteristics that I've listed before about time, intensity, duration, location, and so on really are reflected here as you go from earlier grades to more advanced grades. I mentioned earlier about what are the benefits for employers. Increasingly, as I mentioned, the benefits for the school are the school classroom can be extended, and the limits that are placed on the academic classroom can be broken down by allowing students to be involved in real-world, meaningful activities that allow them to apply their academic learning. For businesses, not only is it good PR and a way for you to exercise your community or civic responsibilities, but it's also a way to recruit new employees. It's a way to allow employees that are currently at the company to expand their expertise through instructing others, through maybe being involved in a special project and that type of thing. So there are benefits for employers. As with any venture, the research shows that there are a number of barriers that can occur in relation to school and business partnerships. Probably all of these can be summed up by the middle barrier, and that is communication. So many school business partnerships are one way, directed from schools saying we want or we need, rather than having the school and the business or the HR employees coming together to say, here's what we can do mutually to help these students become better prepared, better able to function in the emerging workforce. And so through all that, there's a number of things that obviously have to be considered. Training costs, the desires of the company to be involved because it is time intensive, it does take commitment. But with the idea of communicating both expectations as well as outcomes, and then providing just a very common assessment cycle where there's assessment, there are measurable goals, there are expectancies that are met, there's continual communication about what is happening and what should be happening. A lot of times too, the research shows that a lot of really good intending businesses work with schools but fail because they try to do too much too soon. And so rather than try to make a big splash and make just an immediate difference, the research suggests that a slower start and building up over time, building on success is a way to go. As I mentioned, the issue of communication is really critical. And these are just some of the ideas that the research has shown about when business education partnerships work. Here are the things that kind of support that success. Trust and respect, learning new cultures. Educators do not understand business culture, and oftentimes business leaders and HR professionals have a hard time understanding what educators are talking about. So some of the success comes in simply understanding and being able to work with people who have very different ideas about why they're in existence. Once we can overcome that, though, I think the opportunities for helping young people become better prepared for the workplace really grow exponentially. The other part of all the success stories is that things are put in writing. assumptions aren't made, but that everything is discussed and talked about, and that both sides are seen as equals, and that in the past has not always been the case. So hopefully what I've been able to do in the short amount of time is just give you a brief idea about what vocational education at the secondary level in the United States does, and many of the same things can be seen in many developed countries. And then some of the issues and ideas that HR professionals can consider if they are interested or if their companies are interested in becoming more involved in the preparation of young people, both at, through, for, and about work. I say thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor J.W. Rojavsky. At this time, and our time is over. And I'd like to especially thankful to two speakers from overseas, from Manitoba, Canada, and also from Georgia. Also, I'd like to express the 설동근 교육관님 and 안 부지사님. And I think we have time is over. If 우리가 질문이 더 있으면요, 각자 좀 질문 끝난 뒤에 좀 하면 좋겠습니다. 지금 시간이 너무 갔기 때문에 I think we don't have enough time. If you have any questions, and you can any of the audience can ask personal questions while they are here. 오늘 정말 늦게까지 이렇게 참석하신 우리 C2에 정말 감사합니다. 우리 스피커한테 크게 한번 박수 한번 합시다.